All right, it's 11 o'clock. I'll admit everyone at once. Folks, please put your audio on mute until I call your case. Please put your audio on mute. Good morning, everyone. I'll get started here in just a minute. We still have a few folks who are connecting. Once you're in the meeting, please put your audio on mute until I call your case. One more person connecting and then we'll get started. I still have two people attempting to connect. Let me just go through the rest of you. I know Miss McFall is an attorney. Mr. Springer, you're an attorney for who?
Good morning, Your Honor. Ford Motor Credit Company, LLC, sir.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Miss McFall, you were here for LV Envy this morning. Who is it now?
Jefferson Capital and Cavalry.
And Cavalry. Okay, thank you. And who is here for Trust Bank? Do I have a lawyer here for Trust Bank?
Yes, Your Honor, Harry Klausner, and the case has settled.
Oh, and that's Rich with Sparkman.
Yes.
20 SC 1547. In that case, you're free to log off as long as there's an order accepting the settlement in the file. And if not, I'll just ask you to send one in.
We will send it in, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. And who is here for Wells Fargo?
Good morning, Your Honor. Henry Johnson here for Wells Fargo.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Hunt, who are you here for today this morning?
I'm here on a single case. Cavalry is the plaintiff.
I thought Miss McFall, you have one of the Cavalry cases and Mr. Hunt has the other.
Correct.
Yeah, I have Megan Beischer.
Okay.
Right.
We have a full house here. I've got 9 cases and I thought I would have everybody, but I'm realizing that most of you are attorneys for the plaintiff. But I do have Miss Lang. Can you unmute, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, Miss Lang. This is a
Good morning.
Wells Fargo case, 20 SC 2267. And is that Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so we have a match. And before we go too far into this, Miss Lang, let me just explain to you the purpose of the hearing today, okay? Because
Okay.
it's a limited purpose. This is not a trial, so I'm not here to enter a judgment for or against you. This is a pretrial conference docket. And so the primary purpose of the hearing today is to determine whether both sides are willing to talk with one another to try to resolve the case. And the way that these cases are typically resolved are as follows. In small claims court, the first step is to agree to a number, the total amount owed. And if the parties are able to do that, then they would take the next step in the negotiations, which would be to agree on a monthly payment amount or biweekly or whatever the parties agree to until the total is paid. The benefit to such an agreement is that if you successfully make every payment, then the case is dismissed. If you fail to make a payment that you agreed to make, then a default judgment is entered and there's no reason for a trial. And so I'm going to ask you those questions in just a minute, but I first wanted to explain that to you. Do you understand everything I've explained so far?
I do, yes.
All right, thank you. So first I'm going to go to Mr. Johnston, and can you just give me the Reader's Digest version of the nature of the case, Mr. Johnson, and whether Wells Fargo is open to settlement discussions with Miss Lang?
Yes, sir. The debt involves a credit card in the amount of $5,617.40. If Ms. Lang wants to resolve it, we can open negotiations.
So you are open to a settlement that would look or be structured as something like what I just explained?
Yes, sir.
All right, Miss Lang, how do you feel about that?
I'm very much open to a discussion as to resolving it and making some sort of arrangement.
Okay, very good. Mr. Johnson, do you have contact information for her, or do you need it?
Your Honor, I have an address for Miss Lang. If she wants to contact our office, she can call, and we could maybe continue the pretrial pending settlement.
Well, Miss Lang, do you have a phone number for them, or do you need one?
I do not have a phone number handy. If I could get one, that would be wonderful.
And you have something to write with?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Johnson, do you have contact information for her?
I do, Your Honor. The telephone number is 954-926-4233. And if she calls the firm, we will come up with an agreement that's agreeable to both sides.
Okay.
Does she need an account number or any other information
The
when she makes
internal
that
file number, is 34576. So if she calls the office and reference that number, but if she has her own account number for Wells Fargo, that will work as well.
Okay.
All right, so let me just explain what happens next. Miss Lang, it'll be incumbent upon you to contact them as soon as you possibly can, and then see if you're able to work out an agreement. And hopefully you are. I hope that you're able to work something out that's mutually agreeable. If not, then what Mr. Johnson will do next will be to contact Collier County Court Administration and schedule this case for the next step in the process, which is mediation. This is not a mediation. This is just a pretrial conference docket. And so you would appear at the mediation next, also via Zoom, and you would work with a mediator, not with me, to see if you can resolve the case. That would be yet another opportunity to resolve the case. And if that's unsuccessful, then the next step in the process would be a trial, and that would be in front of me. And so I may not see you again if you all are successful in your negotiations, and I hope you are. If not, then I'll see you at the trial eventually down the line. Miss Lang, do you have any questions about that procedure?
I don't. Thank you very much for the explanation, and I hope not to see you.
Okay, I'm not offended by that. That's okay. All right, thank you, ma'am, and good luck to you. You're
Thank you very much. All right, thank
Okay.
you. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
You too.
And Your Honor, I do have another one, Wells Fargo
that
versus
Lewis?
Michael Lewis. I don't know if he's here or not.
Well, let's see. I do have an ML. Someone listed as ML. Can you unmute, please? ML?
Yes. Yes.
ML, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what is your name, please?
Marian Lipsinek.
Marin Lipsink. This is a cavalry case, 20 SC 1837. And I forget if that's either Mr. Hunt or Miss McFall.
That's
Mr. Hunt,
me.
okay. All right. Mr. Lipsnick, did you hear me explain the procedure to the previous individual?
Yes.
So you understand this is a pretrial conference. This is not a mediation. This is not a trial. This is an opportunity to see if you and Wells Fargo are willing to discuss this case amongst yourselves to see if you can agree on a payment plan, some sort of settlement agreement. Are you
I have to
open
make
to
a
that
correction,
discussion?
Judge. Your Honor,
Who-
I'm his wife, Sandra. I need to correct you. It is not Wells Fargo. I think it is a Cavalry SPV,
I misspoke.
ILLC.
You're right.
Yeah.
I misspoke. You're right. This is Cavalry 20 SC 1837 with Mr. Hunt. The question is the same though for
Mhm.
your husband. Are you open to that discussion with Cavalry?
Yes.
All right. Do you have contact information for Cavalry?
Would you be please so kind and then provide it to us so we can make it like, shorter?
Sure.
And sooner,
And
please.
you have
Right.
something to write with?
Yes, of course.
All right, Mr. Hunt, do you have a phone number for them, please?
Yes, the phone number is 800
Mhm.
777
Then,
2602. And you want to enter extension 205. Mandy will be the representative who's familiar with your file, and she'll talk to you about resolution.
all right. So what is the time frame? for this?
Any time between 8 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon,
Eastern time?
Eastern time, correct?
Okay, thank you. Okay, my husband had a stroke. That's the reason why I'm speaking, because you can see that he has a delay when he is talking. So that's why I jumped in.
Okay, well, I appreciate your help. Thank you. Do you have any questions for me or for Mr. Hunt?
No, we watched the conference from the beginning, and as you said, everything is at this point for us is self-explanatory. So we'll go from this point now with the cover and then see what we can reach with them.
Very good.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much and good luck to you.
Okay, thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Mr. Hunt, is that it for you?
That is for me today, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Megan's iPod. Can you unmute,
Yes, sir.
please?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
This
Good
is
morning.
Megan. Good morning.
Can you pronounce your last name for me?
Sure.
All right. Megan Beischer. Thank you.
Yes.
This is 20 SC 2364, also with Cavalry. This
Yes,
is
sir.
Miss McFall's case. Ms. Beischer, have you heard my explanation of the procedure so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand this is a pretrial. This is not a mediation. This is not a trial. I'll start with Miss McFall and then Miss Beischer. I'm going to come back to you in just a minute. Miss McFall, do you know whether Cavalry is open to settlement discussions with Miss Beischer?
Yes, we are. Yep.
And would you typically agree to a settlement structure similar to what I explained earlier?
Yes.
So if you're able to reach an agreement and Ms. Beischer makes every payment she's supposed to make, would you then voluntarily dismiss the case?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Ms. Beischer, are you open to that conversation with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I do not.
Do you have contact information for them?
I do. Do I give them my number or should I get their number? What works best?
Ms. McFall?
We can do both. Why don't you give me yours and you try to contact them, and I'll give them the message to also contact you.
Okay. And my phone number is 586-206-7608.
Okay, thank you. And you will contact the firm of Andrea Palma, and their phone number is 877-229-5972.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. And Ms. McFall, I believe that's it for you?
No, actually, I have the 2 Jefferson Capital cases.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see. I'm not sure. We just lost somebody named Gustavos. All right. So let's go on then to Jefferson Capital. This is Jefferson Capital versus Mejias, Lionel Mejias, 20 SC 2292. I think we are out of defendants. Everyone else is an attorney on the phone with me here, I believe. So Ms. McFall, you know from this morning, I need to review the file for notice.
Yes.
And that's what I'm doing now. So in the Lionel Mejia's case, there is a return of service indicating that the defendant was served on August the 25th. There is a non-military affidavit also in the court file, and notice of the pretrial conference today. This was mailed to the defendant on December the 1st with all of the login credentials for today's date, January 27th at 11 o'clock. The courtroom is empty, as is the waiting room. So, Madam Clerk, for Lionel Mejias, a default is entered against him based on his failure to appear. And Ms. McFall, I'll ask you to send in a proposed judgment with supporting affidavits, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Your next case is Jefferson Capital versus Martin Torse, 20 SC 2302, Torse. And I'm reviewing this file for notice.
Okay.
There is a return of service in the court file indicating that the defendant was served on August 26th. There is a non-military affidavit in the court file, and notice of the pretrial conference this morning, 11 o'clock, was mailed to the defendant on December the 1st. It's now 11:16. He was properly noticed. He's not in the courtroom. He's not in the waiting room. So, Madam Clerk, a default is entered against the defendant based on his FTA with Ms. McFall to submit a judgment and proposed affidavits. And I'm not trying to get rid of you, but now I think you're done.
I am done now.
You
Okay.
agree? Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. McFall. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. We have Mr. Springer.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. You told me before, did you say Ford Motor?
That's correct, Judge. Ford Motor Credit Company, LLC. Looks like it's versus Michael Randall. Case number ending 1877, sir.
All right. And I'm reviewing that file for notice. There is a return of service in the court file indicating that Mr. Randall was served on November the 12th. And there is an order setting the pretrial conference for today, January 27th at 11 o'clock, mailed to the defendant December the 1st. It's now 11:17. He was on notice. He's not here. So a default is entered against Mr. Randall based on his FTA. And Mr. Springer, I'll ask you to send in a proposed judgment supporting affidavits to include a non-military affidavit. I do not see one of those in the file, okay?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Now, do you have the other Ford Motor as well?
No,
Your Honor.
Oh.
No, that's Mr. Angino has that. Okay, so that's it for you, Mr. Springer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Take care, sir.
You as well. Okay, so you have Ford Motor versus Ricky Ardelli.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning to you, by the way.
Good morning. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, this is 20 SC 2517, Robert Ricky Ardelli, design, and I'm reviewing the file for notice. We actually have two defendants in this case, Robert Riccardelli, Designer LLC, and Robert Riccardelli individually. There is a return of service in the court file indicating that Riccardelli individually was served on September 21st. There is also a non-military affidavit in the file. Likewise, a separate return of service indicates the LLC was also served on September 21st. There's a notice of our pretrial conference in the court file. This was mailed to the defendants on December the 1st with all of the Zoom login credentials for today's date, January 27th at 11 o'clock. It's now 11:19. Again, no one is in the courtroom and no one is in the waiting room. So a default is entered against the defendants. And I would ask counsel to please submit a proposed judgment with your supporting affidavits.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Wells Fargo versus Lewis, 20 SC 1947.
Yes, sir. Henry Johnson again for the plaintiff.
All right. Good morning again to you, Mr. Johnson. Let me review the file here for notice. We do have a return of service indicating that Mr. Lewis was served. This was personal service on August the 5th. In addition to that, there is an order setting pretrial conference and a notice of the pretrial conference mailed to the defendant December the 1st for today's date, January 27th, 11 o'clock. It is now 11:20, so he was properly noticed and he's not here. So a default is entered against the defendant. And Mr. Johnson, I'll ask you to submit a proposed judgment with your supporting affidavits.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Hello? Hello? I do not have a Google business listing. Okay, that was Michael Lewis. Let's see. Madam Clerk, can you refresh my memory on the Sparkman case 20 SC 1547? Those parties entered into an agreement.
Klossner, sorry. They have
Parties entered into an agreement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
For tomorrow's docket, there's 13 cases. However, 7 of them are actually supposed to be heard at 11.
Give me 1 second here. I'm just making a note on this last one. So, okay, tomorrow's docket. Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at it.
We have 13 set for 10, but it looks like 6 of them are actually set for 11, or to be heard at 11.
Huh.
So do you want me to have that separated into 2 dockets?
Did you, I see the notes there that say to be heard at 11. Is that what the order actually says? Did you, I'm going to open this up here and see.
I believe so. I went through each one.
Yeah, so Jorge Marble Restoration does say 11. So I assume the same is true for the others. Now I'm looking at, I'll just look at 2, just Crown Asset versus Gattrell. The order in here also says 11. So yes, please, can you separate those into 2 dockets?
I sure can.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
That's it. That was
You ready to go? That was pretty easy. Well, thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, have a good day.